Good morning. No joke today. Shawn Ryan's in some trouble. Let's take a look and see what's going on here.
I need to talk to you about something serious. Last week, I received a demand letter from lawyers representing Kanakuk Ministries, a Christian summer camp in Missouri. They're threatening to sue me for defamation because of something I said on my podcast with Congressman Ro Khanna. Here's what I said. I brought Elizabeth Phillips on my show, and she talked about how Kanakuk employees have been molesting thousands of kids for years and putting them under NDAs after settlements so they can never come out and talk about their sexual abuse and trauma. Kanakuk's lawyer.
Okay, so we're gonna stop right here for just a second. Isn't that insane? This is a Christian camp. This should be the one place that your kids should be safe, and you shouldn't have to worry about predatory behavior from the people that work there. So I've looked into this. They signed an NDA, and that NDA does not apply when there's specifically sexual abuse. But in any case, an NDA should not prevent you from reporting a crime. As long as you legitimately believe that there to be a crime, reporting it to the authorities is not against the NDA and can't be. And NDAs that try to enforce that in some states are completely null and void, depending on your state. And we'll look that up. I'm not a lawyer. Now, of course, remember, these people are all innocent until proven guilty, but some of these people have been proven guilty. The camp director pleaded guilty in 2010 to abusing 6 children between 2006 and 2008. That's insane. But let's keep going with Shawn Ryan here.
Lawyers are demanding I take down that portion of the interview, issue a public apology, and stop talking about this.
Why? That's what happened. One of their camp counselors already confessed to it, and yeah, what are you suing for?
They gave me 10 days. That deadline has passed.
Huh.
Here's my response. No,
I
don't negotiate with pedophiles or the people who defend them. I'm not taking anything down. I'm not apologizing, and I'm damn sure not going to stop talking about child sexual abuse at a Christian camp that continues to operate on the same grounds where horrific abuse took place. Let me be crystal clear about the facts. Facts that Kanakuk's own lawyers admitted in their letter. 1. Pete Newman, a senior Kanakuk employee and camp director, sexually abused children at Kanakuk for multiple years in the early 2000s. He's now serving life sentences. 2. Between 20 and 30 civil lawsuits were filed against Kanakuk. 3. Multiple confidential settlement agreements were executed with victims. NDAs that prevented these kids from speaking publicly about what happened to them. Kanakuk can't prove the number is less than thousands. And given
now, I read, and let me check here. This is on Wikipedia. He was found liable for abusing 57 underage victims. Wow. That's just disturbing. I mean, what... I'll go over... I have another article about this that I looked into. This is disturbing. I have no idea how this camp stays open and how a Christian camp thought, this is a good idea. This is fine. This is okay. It's happening. But it's okay. Because there's more to this story. Like, way more than Shawn Ryan's telling you. Like, he's just... he's touching the tip of the iceberg just by talking about these guys.
Their own admission of a cover-up, the true number is unknowable. But here's what really pisses me the fuck off. Kanakuk is still operating a camp at the very location where countless children suffered horrific abuse. They're still running programs. They're still bringing kids to the exact same place. And now they want to silence me for talking about it. This isn't about protecting their reputation. This is about protecting children, and I will not be silenced. My attorney has sent Kanakuk's lawyers a response. We've made it clear. If they want to sue me, bring it on. We welcome discovery. We welcome depositions of Kanakuk leadership about what they knew, when they knew it, and what they did or didn't do to protect children. We welcome full disclosure of...
So discovery, if you don't know what that is, discovery is basically when you have a lawsuit, you can request just about anything related to that lawsuit from the other party. So messages, emails, documentation, you get to go through everything. Now granted, you can't really go beyond what the scope of the lawsuit is, but half the time you're going to find some stuff that you didn't. And in this case, you probably find a lot. Hey, there's probably a lot that supports this. I know. Granted, these people are innocent until proven guilty. I don't know whether these people are 100% bad, but let's just say they're not living up to Christian standards.
Every abuse allegation, every settlement, every internal investigation, and every financial record showing whether Kanakuk actually suffered any harm from my statement or whether this is just an attempt to intimidate people into silence. Under Tennessee law, Kanakuk will have to prove I'm lying. They'll have to prove actual malice, that I knew my statements were false, or that I had serious doubts about its truth. They can't do that because I relied on Elizabeth Phillips, whose brother was a victim. I relied on public court records, relied on widespread media coverage of Pete Newman's prosecution, and most importantly, they admit the core of what I said is true. Kanakuk employees sexually abused children.
That's
Victims
a
were
true statement.
silenced by confidentiality
The guy's in jail.
agreements. That's not defamation. That's the truth.
I just hope it's not happening now. That's the thing. So that's the real question. Is it happening now? I certainly hope not. I mean, these guys are terrified of lawsuits, but they just brought light to themselves again. They were out of the... I don't remember these guys when I was, in 2010. I don't remember any of this happening. But I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to this kind of news. I just, didn't pay attention back then. But this is, disturbing. This makes me never want to send anyone to a camp, ever. Because you meet some of these, I've been raised in church. I'm a follower of Jesus. But you meet some of these people that are at church all the time, and they can be... they're different. You know what I'm talking about. They're a little different. Something's off. They don't feel like the Christian you're looking for. They feel like the one you should avoid, if that makes any sense. And yeah, it's hard to explain. It's kind of like you find people in a cult and they're the weird ones, if that makes any sense. These people are the ones you avoid, and apparently these are the same people who would get hired at this place. So yeah, let's keep going. I have more to say on that, but gosh, good for Shawn for sticking up for himself and standing up to these guys.
I see you, I believe you, and I will not stop fighting for you. Sexual abuse at youth camps, especially Christian camps that are supposed to be safe places, is a matter of urgent public concern.
Exactly. Like I said, it's a Christian camp. You should be there, and they should be absolutely no anything of that kind of nature happening. That should not be something that is talked about. That shouldn't be something other than saying, "Hey guys, don't do it. Wait till you're married." That is probably the only conversation you should ever have at a Christian camp about that kind of stuff. That's it. Nothing else. You don't need to talk to them about what they're doing. Anything else? Just the basic. Don't just wait. That's it. It's good advice.
Parents have a right to know. Kids have a right to be protected, and survivors have a right to speak. Kanakuk's attempt to use legal threats to silence reporting on child sexual abuse in itself is newsworthy, and I'm going to keep reporting on it. To Kanakuk, you want to talk about callous and malicious disregard for the truth? Let's talk about operating a camp where a predator had access to thousands of children for years. Let's talk about confidentiality agreements that silenced traumatized kids. Let's talk about
like I said, you can't be silenced in this. If you excuse me, if you are watching and you think you can't say anything, you can. And even if, for some legal reason, there is some way that it's preventing you, it shouldn't. The truth is always more important than whatever NDA you signed. That's just a piece of paper. That's all that is. Are you scared they're going to come after your money? Speak up. Say something. Granted, you're protected. If you are legitimately reporting a crime, they can't come after you for it. Even if they could, it's doing the right thing. Don't let people get away with stuff like this. Oh, they paid us $1 million, so I'll be quiet. Is $1 million worth the truth? Did they just pay you for a lie? Let's keep going here.
Continuing to operate on a crime scene. You're not the victim here. The children you failed to protect are the victims.
Yeah.
I stand by every word I said. I will not retract. I will not apologize. And if you want to sue me, my lawyers are ready. To everyone watching, this is why I do this show. This is why we tell real stories about real people. Because the truth matters. Because kids matter. And because some things are more important than money or reputation.
Exactly.
If you want to support survivors of institutional child sexual abuse, check out No More Victims, the organization Elizabeth Phillips founded. They're passing laws to protect kids and hold institutions like Kanakuk accountable. And if you're a survivor, please know it's not your fault. You deserve justice.
Exactly.
And there are people fighting for you. I'll keep you updated as this develops, but I'm not going to be backing down.
Excellent. So, like I said, same thing. You have to speak up for yourself. You have to say something. Now, I've looked into this camp. This is bad. I don't know how any of this was okay, but I'm going to read some of this from, this is from Springfield News Leader, written by Nancy French, which, if you read the Wikipedia article, is one of the people who did investigative journalism on this place. I'm not going to show you the article. It's just too much to skim through because it is a very long article, but it is bad. Now, this is in Branson, Missouri, which the only reason I know Branson exists is because of the movie She's Out of My League. Off topic. That's the only reason I know that place exists. Okay, so Pete Newman was reported for being nude with underage people. I'm going to try and make this as YouTube friendly as I can, but it's bad. In 1999 is the first time it was reported. And that is the same year he became a full-time employee at the Christian Athletic Camp. Oh, gosh. Okay, so over the next several years, Newman's supervisors were alerted to multiple incidents in which Newman ran, swam, played sports, and rode four-wheelers naked at a kids' summer camp with them. Who thinks that's okay? Like, who goes, oh, man, that's just him being him. He likes to run around butt naked. Who thought, oh, well, this is fine. The fact that it happened more than once, like, is disturbing. Who goes skinny dipping at a camp for children? Like, who thought this is okay? This is fine. No. No, it's not. It's weird and disturbing. And part of his evil deeds, really. And covering it up, not really covering up, they didn't do anything about it for years. At least nothing that would matter. When somebody does that, you go, you're fired. And you might even call the police. You know, hey, why are you naked with these people? The camp's COO, Doug Goodwin, was quoted in saying, back then, you know, we're dealing with college kids. That kind of stuff was not unusual. I mean, it happened. He said this in a March 2021 interview. Oh, it's just college kids being kids. I was in college. I didn't really feel the need to strip down and run around anywhere butt naked. It just didn't seem like it was a good idea. Why would anyone think that, hey, at my job, I'm going to go strip? I can't imagine. Is that a thing that people do in camp? I never went to camp, but Kind of glad I didn't. Okay. Casual attitude towards nudity, where communal showers and physical inspections of unclothed campers continued into the 90s and early 2000s. What are you inspecting? I don't understand. What reason would you have to go, all right, everybody line up naked, let's see what we got here? What would that, what does that accomplish? Is there something I'm missing here? Because I cannot see that as anything appropriate at all. Making me angry. But calm down. It provided fertile ground for a predator like Newman, who used nudity and discussions about sexuality to groom his victims. Yeah, some churches are extremely obsessed with your sexuality. They're very obsessed with what you're doing and whether you're doing it right. Like I said, apart from them saying, hey, okay, guys, remember, you should wait till you're married. And that's it. That's about the only thing a Christian camp should ever say to you about sex. They shouldn't be talking to you, well, what kind of thoughts have you been having? Have you been thinking about, Sally from next door? And, she's older than you, but I know what you've been thinking about her. And what is it making you do? Those kind of conversations should not happen with children. No. They just shouldn't. That's just, you don't need to bother with that. That is, you can't force people into compliance with what you think God wants them to do. So, those kind of conversations should never happen. I'm sorry. I know some people may disagree. I know some Christian leaders may go, well, that's not right. We got to tell these kids what to do. Let the parents handle that kind of stuff. You don't need to bother with that. Focus on the most important thing, trying to follow Jesus, and everything else will fall in place. Bathing in the river, bathing in the lake were commonplace in the old days, is what they report. I guess I can see where that would be something people would do, but you could just wear your bathing suit. I mean, it's literally in the name, bathing suit. I don't know. I'm gonna take this thing off. Can't stand headphones. Okay, so this camp's been around for a long time. I'm just reading through this article here. One girl is reported as saying the group shower stalls at K Country were rooms with 4 shower heads, and they made us partner up 2 campers per shower head when they were 6 to 12 years old in the early 2000s. And she says, as a young girl, it was very uncomfortable. Yeah, I can imagine. Girls seem to have a hard life. Your body's changing. You're going through puberty at that time. And, hey, well, I know you don't like this chick that's with you in the camp. And, but, hey, I want you to stand next to her naked and shower together. No, I'd rather not. That's just disturbing. Golly. I feel bad for these kids. This is weird because it's actually ironic. Missouri native Allison Morrow, who attended Canuck in 2007, says leaders dismissed her concerns about modesty, quoted in saying, "It's not that big of a deal, it's just a shower. Counselors told us to hang our towels over a bar which didn't cover our bodies. I showered at midnight to avoid the crowds and got eaten up by mosquitoes." Oh, gosh. A girl worries about modesty, and you go, well, don't worry about that part. It's fine. No, it's not. You didn't have... Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. They'll probably say, well, we didn't have enough showers and enough hot water for everybody, so that's why everyone had to share. Then you don't have enough for people to stay there. You have too many kids, so you need to not have as many. That's the problem. So I can give them something, but not much. Former camper Mallory Corte, who now lives in Nebraska, said she was told she could not eat dinner in 2007 without having a communal shower in front of camp leadership to save time. I was self-conscious about my body and would have done anything to not get naked in front of anybody. A girl in my cabin and I came up with a plan to keep our swimsuits on and just get our hair wet. Thank God they came up with that. Counselors, Dallas native Elizabeth Hunt Harris said counselors monitored us in the shower while I sat on a bench. I came from a modest household, so it felt weird that something must have been wrong with me, but counselors showered together too. This is just wrong. This is just disturbing. You need to check. I'm going to link to this article in the bottom of the page here. Read it, but it'll make you mad. Here we go. Physical inspection is quoted in saying, physical inspection involved all 10 campers from a cabin or group lining up naked in front of their 2 counselors so that each counselor could give a once-over with a flashlight to make sure the child had no ticks, bug bites, poison ivy, or signs of anything like ringworm. I don't really think you need to worry about it while they're naked. That's just wrong. I'm sorry. Yes, tick bites are bad, but you don't have to look for that. I'm sure these kids can realize, oh, there's a bug on me, and go tell a counselor. And then they can get medical help. That's it. You don't have to go, well, let's line everybody up. I better take a look here. Who thought that was a good idea? Who thought, well, this is right. We're going to make sure, because these kids can't tell that a bug's on them. I have a 3-year-old. He knows when a bug's on him. It's not hard. You know something's biting you. Oh, gosh. You feel itchy somewhere. Tell somebody. Go, oh, wait, I got poison ivy on me. I'm itchy. You're going to know. Makes me angry. Let's see. Okay, so they banned things in the handbook. So these are specific things that the employee playbook said. Okay, 2005 edition specifically forbade nude swimming, nude games, stipulating that bodies should be clothed at all times. It banned any degree of sexual contact between staff and camper, including verbal harassment or anything with sexual connotations. Any infraction above would result in immediate dismissal. Never ever in any way display body parts intentionally or touch another person's body. There's several guidelines. This is a person who worked there called Aaron Wood, who worked in the kitchen from 96 to 98. There were several guidelines in it that my fellow kitchen staff couldn't make heads or tails of, citing directives that included no naked zip lining and no naked devotionals. I'm sorry, I never got the urge ever to sit down with other people and go, I'm going to be naked and tell you my story. Or we're going to read the Bible together naked. That's not something you do with other people. I mean, I don't even know if you do that with your spouse, because that's just weird. Let's get naked and read the Bible together. That's weird. Okay? That's just weird. They had another rule that said not to disrobe with their entire cabin of children under supervision to discuss the Bible before bed. Yeah, see? They specifically quoted as saying that. This is bad. I mean, this is just bad on so many things. Former camper Elizabeth Hunt Harris, even after Pete was busted, the male counselors would tell me stories about being naked around camp for fun. They ziplined naked. It was just a guy thing at Canuck to be naked all the time. It was just part of the culture. Nudity is just what they do. What? No, that's not what you do. There are kids where I have no understanding of why anyone would go, I want to be a nudist. I want to go be naked all the time. Especially around children like that. What is wrong with these people? There is so much more to this. I'd love to keep going, but it's just making me angry. And I'm trying not to get angry. I'll link to this. Check it out. To be fair, this is stuff that's reported on as happening in the past. Maybe it's not there now. I certainly hope not. But the fact that these guys are trying to silence Shawn Ryan for talking about this, one, this stuff is legitimately happened here, so it's been proven in court. So to say that it's defamation is not. Defamation implies that it's a lie. Defamation doesn't include the truth. The truth is never defamation. The truth is just the truth. They just don't like the fact that there's a light being shined on them again because they're trying to make some money. And apparently in 2020, I think they made $24 million. That's a lot of money. I have no idea why. I have no idea after this happened that they are still in business. How they were able to keep this company functioning after that is weird. It boggles my mind. But give Shawn Ryan a follow. Check him out. He's got a lot of great stuff. If you're looking for a good podcast, a good show, Shawn Ryan's pretty good. And he seems like a good guy. Definitely check him out. And speak out. If this is happening to you, call the cops. Alert the authorities. Say something. Tell your parents. Tell somebody. Because this is not okay. Never be afraid to do what's right, even if it's wrong. Even if somehow they have an NDA that protects them. They don't. But even if they somehow did, never be afraid to say something. Sometimes you have to break a few rules to tell the truth. And to be fair, these are not rules that you're going to break. You're fine. But doing what's right is always doing what's right, regardless of whatever's in the way. Doing what's right, the truth, is all that really matters. I'm going to leave it there, and check out the article. It'll make you angry, but oh gosh, is it bad. And it needs to be out in the open a little bit more. These people, this camp should be shut down. I'm sorry. You failed. You clearly have a leadership that cannot handle a Christian camp. These people have no idea what they're doing by allowing this kind of stuff to happen. I thought camp was supposed to be about, oh, hey, I'm going to go, in the woods and camp and, I don't know, fish and, I don't know, hide and seek in the woods. I don't know what people do. I never went to camp, but I never would have expected conversations about, nudity and being naked and, hey, what kind of thoughts do you have? No, I that's not something I would ever sign up for. But anyway, check it out. Check out Shawn Ryan, and gosh, I'll see you guys next time.